today's episode, we're going to talk about evolving your pursuit in life. Welcome to the JAMODI Podcast. As you know, my name is Turner Cavender. Thank you so much for joining me, lending me your ears and your eyes if you're watching me on social media platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If you'd like to find me on those things, just simply search Turner Cavender. You'll look it up and you'll find the JAMODI Podcast. As I would like to improve myself, I have a set of notes here in front of me. So we're going to go down these things so we can stay on track, get to the point, and you can go about your life. All right, so today's JAMODI Podcast, this is episode 44. That's right, guys. We've been around for a little bit. Started in 2017. Didn't know what the hell I was doing during this thing. And so it's been a really cool journey, learning how to do this thing, not just making up stuff, being more prepared for these things. So, so this is going to be episode 44 is evolving your pursuit in life. Now, I'm going to dive into what those things mean. Why did I choose those selection of words? And just dive in and kind of give you some experiences that I've gone through, ideology that's happened in life, especially in today's world we live in. Such a negative world we live in. First off, let's define pursuit. It's the action of pursuing someone or something. Now, through life, meaning in life changes. The pursuit or a want or need changes and evolves through life. And lately, I've really been doing some deep thinking, and along with the travel with my wife and the things we've been doing, the activities we've been doing, the lifestyle change we've been making. It's been evolving our pursuit and my pursuit, especially in drive in life. And I'm going to get more deep into the nitty gritty of what those things are. The second thing would be the meaning of, I made this post announcing that I was going to be having this podcast, and I said, ideology, meaning the ideas and manner of thinking characteristic of a group, social class, or individual, meaning the ideology of myself is what I was referring to. The experiences that we're going to talk about today and the ideology that I had towards myself and the life and the idea of life that I wanted to pursue and live and enjoy. So I am going to stay on track here. I got my main points here, and I really hope you guys take some stuff home with you today from what we're doing, and I really would like some feedback. So if there's any way you can do that, leave me a 5-star review, or if I suck, let me know. I can only improve by you letting me know, and give me some feedback on what you think and reflect on what I've talked about. And I want to hear about your story. I'd love to hear your story. So the main points I have is obtaining your life goal. Now, before I go any further, on episode 32 of this podcast, I talked about setting goals and achieving in reality. A lot of people set goals, but they don't achieve them in reality. So if you want to learn what I'm talking about right now and reflect on that, go to episode 32 after you're done listening to this one and listen to that, and you'll understand a lot more about this podcast. For those of you that listen all the time and follow me, I appreciate you guys. You guys know what's going on. So the next thing is going to be finding that solution to live towards that you've always enjoyed. Finding that solution that would always help you enjoy a life that you will always enjoy. Sorry, I got tongue twisted there. I made some drastic changes in my life. Obviously, that same thing happened to most of you guys in this world. When 2019 happened in 2020, the coronavirus shut the whole world down, and a lot of changes happened. I went from a gym owner to being a local realtor here in town, and it's been a huge eyes opener, and I love it. I still get the passion of helping people, putting smiles on people's faces, as well as freeing up some time to spend with my loved ones, my family, my wife, and things like that. When I was running my gym, it was very consuming. I just had a job. I was an entrepreneur, but I had a job. I had a business that was my job that kind of controlled my life. I had to make sure I got up at 6 a.m. and make sure my trainer showed up on time. If I was wanted to sleep in that. I couldn't. I was always worried. Just the mental stress was a lot. Making drastic changes in my life to better my lifestyle. My wife and I moved out of the middle of the city in Dallas. We were living in a condo there, and we moved out of the city to change our lifestyle. We were going to the bar too much. We were just doing more toxic things that, we need to change our life to create a better lifestyle that we wanted to have, that we could obtain for a longer period of time, financially and health. And it's been a great choice. And this has been a huge life change. I mean, we moved in with my parents for 9 months while we were waiting on a home to be built. We made sacrifices. I sold my truck, and I didn't have a vehicle. We shared vehicles so we could save money for the down payment on the house. There's lots of things that we did to achieve a better situation. Continuing education, finding ways to be better me, a better self, a better person to serve my family, my wife, my clients, sticking to more of a better routine. That's continued education, whether you know it or not. You're educating your body and your emotions, your habits to stick to something. When something goes wrong, you're always going to fall back on those habits that you have. So say you say that shit hit the fan, right? And you're like, oh, well, I'll just go back to not working out, and I'll just eat, fast food. If you have a routine of eating healthy and working out, a healthy amount of ways, then you're gonna fall back on that, and that's the big thing. Being a better realtor, continuing education I do weekly with my brokerage and myself, and reading and watching videos to better myself with that. So that's been these are the solutions I'm talking about right now. These are solutions to pursue a better life. I just want you guys to stay on track with me here. The other thing would be to be a better creator. Now, for those of you that have been watching and following and listening to my podcast, I've slacked off straight up. I haven't done it consistently. I haven't made more of a structured plan when I got on here. It was just all over the place. I might have done something more the same topic that I did in the past. I didn't do something new. Obviously, it's hard to create all the time, but being a better creator, being a better content maker, doing what I need to do in today's era to achieve the goals that I need for me and my family and myself, and to also achieve helping my clients, just like you and my friends. This is a creation to help better your life and help you take that positive step forward. And that's how I view this, and that's how it is. So the other thing is, it would be friendships and relationships. Now, for those of you guys who know me personally, I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes. I might seem on this podcast, I might be like this sweet, loving guy, which I am. But sometimes when, I feel that I have been crossed or disrespected, I just cut your head off and move on and don't speak to you. Now, some of those people in my life deserve that and never deserve my attention or well-being in their life, because I brought more value to their life than they did mine. Now, I just feel like I need to work on treating more people with care than I do and that I have in the past, meaning understand where they are in their life and where they are in their shoes today. Now, it could be an age that they were when the situation happened. It could be stresses that are going on in their life and how they reacted at one point in time. It could be, where I am in my life comparative to them. And we don't link up, and, communication can go bad and downhill and raw. Just trying to, this is a solution, I said. Again, this is solutions to, evolving my pursuit for a better life. Now, I want to build stronger relationships, build stronger friendships. Now, that doesn't mean me having a shit ton of friends all over the map. I'm talking about my core friends, that are friends and family that are my circle. In the same way you should be doing for yourself, is to value the ones in your life, because as you get older, we all know that sometimes making friends and finding that connection is a little bit harder than it was when we were little, than we were exposed to being younger. All right. So, making changes, the last main big points I'm going to get into, kind of like dissecting some of the stuff I've been talking about, is making a change in your life, and you pursue it. Okay? Find out what really drives you. What really drives you in life? What really drives me is adventure. Seeing new things, doing new things, living an extreme lifestyle, but also being able to provide and create content for myself or somebody else, or bring happiness to someone else, such as real estate or this podcast or the content that I create. And I have been able to monetize that through the continuing education myself, that pursuit in evolving my lifestyle. And like I said in episode 32, if you listen to it, creating an action plan. If you don't have an action plan or lay out plans to achieve that action, that it's going to be hard to do. For instance, to explain and define what I'm talking about is, before I became a realtor, I had to get education, map out what I was going to do, what fees I was going to have to pay, how I was going to run, doing it from my childhood bedroom and a desk to get started, and going over the top of content online to get myself out there, so people understand that I'm not just doing push-ups anymore. I'm selling homes and helping you with your livelihood. Right? There's another situation with me and my wife right now. We're actively living a situation to pursue into a new lifestyle that we're really wanting to do, and that's something that will be discussed down the road. All right. Now, waiting, the last thing right here. This is the biggest thing of this whole podcast, and I saved the best for last. Man, I need to work on my words. That's one thing I need to work on. I need to work on my words. Waiting is not the key. Pursuing an action plan is the literally only way you can achieve a life that you would like living. Let that sink in there for a second. I'm talking about if you wait, you're going to get old. And there might be situations that you want to live, but you're too old to do it. For instance, I like to define and explain every single one we're about to go down. If I would wait to go on a trip to a place I would love to go surfing, and I was too old to do it, I'd be upset that I can't paddle out, or I'll just get stuck in the whitewash and I won't be able to get out to the waves. Talk about your loved ones. You wait to go see your mom or dad or your grandmother or your friends. And unfortunately, sometimes if it's an elder, they could pass away. And you're going to live with hate for yourself and regret that you didn't do it because you waited. You didn't want to go or spend the money or take a time away from your friends and stuff like that. Talk about the regret you would have from that. The regret that you would have that you didn't get to see your grandmother or your best friend or your friend or before they went off to law school and are really busy or something like that, or your mom and dad or anything like that. Talk about the regret that you would have and take with you to the grave. Waiting is not the key. The key is pursuing an action plan. That is the only way to do it. And talk about the life that you imagine right now that you could live by simply following the thing that I've been following my whole life, JAMODI. It's just a matter of doing it. And waiting is not the key in life. It is not something that you would want to do. It's sometimes I have some situations in my life that I wish I didn't wait. And I wish I didn't. I wish I went. I didn't say, oh, well, I'll go next time. There wasn't a second time. And the situation and the opportunity passed me by. Now, guys, I really wanted to push this forward. It's been kind of heavy on my heart the past couple weeks. And this last week, it really hit me. And I had to get into here. And I had to really make some content for you guys. So this is going to be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, any way, shape, and form that you like to absorb content from the JAMODI Podcast or the JAMODI lifestyle that we live here. Because this is all about spreading more positivity in this most negative world that we live in and living that JAMODI lifestyle. And remember, as I always say, and thank you so much for stopping by, JAMODI. It's just a matter of doing it. Take care.